Hi, it is April 3rd, 2022, and so I went up to Las Vegas yesterday. Um, I played a poker tournament, made day two, but then busted out right before the money, so that was annoying. Um, I saw a friend who was there celebrating her birthday. This is someone I've known like 20 years, and like I gotta be honest, like yeah, as soon as I saw her, I was like, wow, this person is like fucked up beyond all recognition, drunk, super drunk, and she was a lush when I drank with her 15 years ago, or 16 or 17 years ago, and not much has changed, but man, I'll tell you, man, it looked like she's in pretty rough shape, man, and I don't know if it's like that every day for her, but if I know anything about alcoholism, probably. Um, Maybe that explains why she's always up like 3 in the morning, and maybe it also explains why she seems to just have these. Uh, Man, it's crazy. Like I used to think this was like a nice person, and like she seems real sweet from the outside, but then like once you get to know her, it's like wow, like you're a fucking nasty bitch, and I don't know if it's her or if it's just the alcohol, but God bless her, man. Way to keep the fucking party going. I did give her a copy of my book, and I was gonna write like a way to keep the party going, but I couldn't find a pen. And then so it was funny actually. So they were at somehow my friend and her friends got tickets to this. Like there was this like party on Saturday night. The Grammy Awards, I guess, are Sunday, and so on Saturday they were doing this like music industry exclusive like party. Well, somehow they got tickets to this thing, and so this was over at Venetian. So they were coming out of this thing, and as I, this was funny. This guy, there's this drunk dude outside, like way drunk dude, and he's kind of he's asking everyone, "What's your favorite movie?" And I'm thinking, "Oh, this is some fucking celebrity. This is like one of these people from this granny party's just drunk as shit, some dumbass fucking celebrity." And so we start engaging, right? So he asked me what my favorite movie is. So this starts this like interaction, and then like right while I'm talking to this dude, like my friend, she comes out the door with her friends behind her, and like all of a sudden, like we're all talking, like so the drunk dude who I'll just leave it at that for now, but I'll tell you the rest of the story later. So he's like attached to like this, and then like more people like start showing up, like random like people out of the woodwork, and like there was like this huge line of people, like almost like lined up by my friend, like almost like they were waiting to talk to her or some bullshit, and it was wild as fuck. And I don't know like how many celebrities and shit were at this thing or who the fuck was out there, but like my friend was like the one like herding these fucking people and corralling them, but I think she was just being probably just a crazy drunk bitch, and yeah, people were listening. Fuck, and I mean, I was on some edibles, so like my memory isn't real good when I'm on edibles, so like shit got weird. We ended up so this group's they're like so like there was like this like I'm trying to find a pen. There's some like group of like dudes coming up, like try to like start this chat with this chick and her friends, and then like all of a sudden like my little friend, fucking drunk dude, he goes up this like group of dudes and like engages them, and like literally like these dudes are like engaged in this like intense like conversation. Meanwhile, like random fucking people are literally joining, and this shit's just expanding, bro. Like we got like 30 fucking people lingering, mingle, fucking just like literally chilling outside Venetian, fucking all kinds of fucking conversations, crazy shit going on, right? And my friend's just being a crazy drunk fucking bitch, and so we end up detaching from this group. My friend and her friends and me, we kind of detached from this group. We walked down to where there's a fountain out like right near like where the strip is, and there we kind of end up getting stalled out there too. So again, like more people start coming up, and like so suddenly like there's like a couple dudes talking to like a couple of these girls, and like the third girl is like chilling over here, and like shit starts getting intense. Like I think like a second group of dudes like kind of like get displaces the first group of dudes, and then like I wasn't like paying that much attention like what these two girls were doing, but like all of a sudden my one drunk friend is like in this fucking shouting match with some other dude. Like literally, like these fucking guys are yelling at each other, and I'm thinking they're just like expressing some bullshit, whatever. I didn't think this was serious, so I like excuse myself. I'm like, well, I gotta go piss. Everyone's engaged. I'll come back in a bit. I gotta go down. So I went down like Grand Royale to go piss. It's like a half block away. I come back like 10 minutes later, and everyone's dispersed, right? So now I'm like, well, this is fucked up because here's the thing, right? Like if this was just some group of girls that I had just met, it would be like, okay, well, whatever, they've moved on. Like, don't leave the fucking yeah, like whatever. Like we weren't attached, but like the fact that like my friend, I'm like, well, you wouldn't just like leave without just being like goodbye or like whatever. Like I've known you 20 years. Like we text all the time. Like this is like someone I actually know. And so I'm like getting concerned because I'm thinking like there are some like kind of like people out here, and like I don't know like this area, and like I've seen what looks like sex trafficking type deals going down on the fucking strip before with shit, and like who knows, like these girls are drunk, but I left because I was like I felt like they would be fine because I'm like these fucking are like even though my friend's drunk is like she's got two friends who are like not drunk, and there's three of them, and these are like experienced like party goers, like they fucking party all the time, like they know how to fucking take care of themselves and like not do anything stupid. So on one hand I'm like so I'm like worried about this. I'm like, I wonder if they like got abducted because I'm like texting my friend, I'm like, everything all right? And like, I don't get any texts back. So for the rest of the night, I don't get any texts back. So and I don't see them. So I hung out there for like a few minutes, and then I decided to go back to my hotel. Hung out there for a little, and then I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm just not going to go to sleep tonight. I felt like I really, and maybe it's because I was on the edibles, maybe I was paranoid, but I really felt like maybe these people have been abducted. I'm like, well, I'm going to go back to that area. I'm going to kind of ask around. I'm going to see if anyone kind of hangs out around that area and like might have any information shit. So I go down there. So I get back down there at like 5 in the morning or some shit, and like I start fucking um talking. Yeah, there's not a lot of people out that hour a day, but like I hang out by the fountain for a bit, and then people did start coming up to me. So I ended up having a few conversations with some of the local community down there, and I told one guy a humorous quip about my drive up, and yeah, it was cool, man. Like I had a lot of good interactions out there, and like one guy came up who I was like thinking like this guy might be like a sex trafficker. He kind of like fit the profile of what I would expect. Like when I'm talking about sex traffickers, I'm not talking about like these like pimps who are like downtown, or some of them might be on the strip, whatever. But like that goes on. I'm talking about like the guys who literally like kidnap these fucking women and like ship them overseas and shit. Like anyway, So this dude starts having a conversation, and he starts saying some shit that makes me feel like maybe like I'm onto something here. He's like, well, it could be possible to get it back, blah blah blah, and then he didn't like one of my answers, and I'm like, well, it's an honest fucking answer, bro. Like, like it's good. You gotta ask an honest question, you're gonna get an honest answer. So that kind of broke up. So I was like, well, that sucks. But then I was like texting this her number because I was like, well, if she has been kidnapped, they'll have her phone, and like maybe I. So I'm like, look, I'm a guy who's good at win-win situations. Like, whoever's got this phone, you should meet me out there. And anyway, so I'm out there for a bit. Then I decide I'm gonna go back. I had to go back to the hotel to check out. So I start walking up the stairs, and I find these the guy, the drunk from earlier, who way at the beginning of this night, this dude had been out there and I'm chatting. He's fucking still out there in the same fucking spot, dude. So I'm like, whoa, bro, like, hey, fucking, what happened to you, man? Like, and yeah, dude, like, I realized like this ain't a fucking celebrity. Like, I had thought like this was like probably like some guy from the party. No, he's just literally like some fucking hobo drunk. I couldn't tell the fucking difference, bro. Like, uh, it's all about energy, baby. And let me tell you, this fucking guy, man, he was very outgoing. He would start interactions with literally like everyone who walked past us. And I loved that. And he always opened with the same question, what's your favorite movie? And so a few people ignored him, but a lot of people would answer, and then sometimes they'd be back and forth for a few minutes. So, anyway, this guy, but at this time it's like 6 or 7 a.m., it's 8 a.m. maybe. There's still not many people out. So this dude's there, and there's some other guy who's hanging out there too, who I don't know his story, but it sounded like he might be homeless. And but this was a very promising young man. This was a very intelligent young man, and man, we had a great conversation. It was funny because both of these guys were like talking to me, like at the same time. Like sometimes they were talking over each other. It was like almost like I was having like two completely different conversations, like simultaneously with these two guys. And I feel like, cool, man. Like if that can work, because there's such a great demand in this world for people to be heard, and if someone's fulfilling that demand out there, maybe you got to do two at a time because there just aren't a lot of people out there doing that. And so we had an amazing conversation, and we did exchange. I gave him that second time I went down. I did, so the drunk dude, I had given him a book when I met him the first time. When I met him the second time, he said he'd read this thing, or he'd read part of it, and he didn't have it with him anymore. It didn't look like, but who fucking knows? But the second time I didn't have the book, so I couldn't give the book to my new friend, but I did give him my website. I wrote it down, so he did get that website. So he might find his way here. He might find this video, and this guy, he's an enterprising young man, and he asked me for some money at the end, and I gave him $20. And looking back on it, I should have given him 100. I felt like giving him 100, but I only gave him 20. And I think what a part of that is just this conditioning that I've had. It's breaking that. It's there's certain customs, and it's like, yeah, maybe it is okay to do that, because the thing is about a young man who I feel has promise is that he will use that money very efficiently. He will spend that money in a way that is very beneficial to him. And what he ended up doing was making a mistake. He made a mistake with his money. He took like half that money I gave him, he gave it to the drunk. He said, "You go ahead. Let me share that wealth." And that was a mistake, because giving money to a drunk, he's gonna drink that money away. And I didn't give the guy money, because drunks aren't needing money. What drunks need is God. And fellowship. They need human connection. Um, and that's what I gave this gentleman. So, my intelligent friend, my promising young man, um, he departed, you know. He was pitching, man. He was pitching one idea after another fucking idea to me, man. This guy was so fucking excited, man, to fucking have someone to talk about his fucking ideas to. And let me tell you, this is the kind of guy we want in our fucking society. And he's the kind of guy, give him a sliver of fucking opportunity, kid. And he'll fucking make a fucking mountain out of it, kid. I'm realizing a lot, man. I realized a lot on this trip, man. I realized how fortunate I am. It's easy for me to think that I'm not a wealthy man because, my bank account balance is, well, it's what it is, but it's a lot less than a lot of people I know. Most of the people I'm around probably have a bank account balance bigger than I got. So to me, I do accounting for guys who are millionaires, multimillionaires. To me, I don't feel like I have a tremendous amount of wealth. But I'll tell you, when I go and I interact with these gentlemen, I realize that I am a wealthy man. That in comparison, relatively speaking, I am incredibly wealthy compared to the vast majority of our human population. I'm wealthy not only financially, but I have a wealth of knowledge. I understand financial topics. I understand business to a degree that, I would have never made the claim on here that I'm an expert at business, because on here I'm not, right? Like on here, like there's people got all these fucking credentials, all this shit, started, maintained, run, success, all these businesses, all this history, all this shit. But it's like there's a lot I know. There's a lot I know. I know about finance to a degree. I understand accounting. I understand um, tax. I understand a lot. Um, I understand economics, and there's so much that I can offer to these guys. So I guess gratitude, maybe. Gratitude was the theme of this trip. Like, wow, man, like, look how much I got, man. But one thing that was really interesting in talking to these gentlemen that they said, that really, really struck me and that really gave me hope, was that they said that in their community, that when people are kind, that when people serve one another, that garnishes respect. And I said, man, that is how society should be. That is how it should work. People who fulfill the demands of those around them should be given respect and admiration. That should be the standard by which we hold people. And or by which we measure people. How about that? Not, there's, yeah, measure's the right word. So these guys, it's like I haven't had. I mean, it fucking like I didn't want to leave, man. Like I didn't want to stop talking with these guys, man. And I felt like they could have gone on all day, But I did have to check out of my hotel. So the one guy, the intelligent guy, he departed, and I say the intelligent, the ambitious fellow, he departed, leaving me with the drunk. And I said to the guy, I said, I know you're enjoying our interaction, but I got to go back to the Luxor. I got to check out. If you want, I can give you a ride up there. We can chat on the way. I can give you a ride back down here afterwards. He said, all right. And so I took him along for a ride. So we walked through the Venetian. We went over to my car. And then I realized I had been using the edibles and he'd been drinking. So we actually took an alternative means of transportation and we went up to the Luxor together. Now, at the Luxor, this fucking guy, man. I take him, we get to hotel registration. We're near the elevators. And this guy's engaging, bro. Every fucking single fucking person who walks by. What's your favorite movie? Literally every single one. And guess what? He starts this conversation, man. There's gentlemen over here engaging. There's women over here. It's happening again, man. This dynamic, this discourse is getting underway and he's having a great time engaging. So I ask him, I say, I gotta get my stuff out of my room. You want me to just leave you down here so you can have your conversation? I'll go get my stuff. And he's like, yeah. So I went in and I got my stuff, came back down. Dude's gone, man. Dude is fucking gone. I don't know if they've kicked him out. I asked the front desk people, I'm like, 20 minutes ago, there was some drunk guy. I mean, this guy was drunk at fucking midnight when I saw him the first time. Now it's fucking 7 a.m. He's still fucking drinking. So, this is a fucking homeless, probably fucking dude, man. And he's making a lot of fucking noise and a lot of fucking conversation with a lot of fucking people right in the middle of Luxor registration on Sunday morning with people checking out. So I'm like, you can't fucking miss this guy, right? But the people at the registration desk, I'm like, there was a really drunk guy asking everyone what their favorite movie was. Have you seen him? Did they kick him out? They don't know, dude. They're like, you can ask the security by the cage. I say, fuck it, man. Guy's gone. The city is his, bro. So I took some alternative transportation back to Venetian and busted out the tournament. And yeah, by the time I did, I was sober enough. I had stopped taking it earlier in the day, much earlier, and felt like it had been enough hours that I could drive. So I drove home, and here I am, dude. On the way home, I was thinking about something I had said to someone when I was up there about gosh, a lot of stuff, man. I thought about a lot of stuff, bro. My the meek shall inherit the earth, man. People think these people are meek, dude. They get completely ignored, they get completely shunned. The people who are out there willing to express themselves, willing to open conversations, willing to be fucking men, they get ignored. They get completely dismissed and rejected by society. People think they're meek, they think those are weak choices. They don't understand these people. These people live with purpose. These people live by principles. And these are strong people. They're strong people, and they're people who will make, well, look, there's different people, right, man? But guys like that young fella, man, these guys will fucking take whatever shred of fucking opportunity they can get. And I'll tell you, man, if we can get economic freedom, there will be opportunities, dude. And these guys will fucking rise up, man. They will rise up. They will start businesses. They will do all kinds of shit, man. They'll create products that people fucking want, man. This guy was giving me all these fucking ideas, man. All these business ideas. You just got to think about what people like, man. You got to think about what people like, what they think about, what they talk about, what they want. And you got to think about what products can you offer that are like tangential to that. Like what's hot, what can I do with that? What aspect of that thing that's hot can I play off and create something new? You know, how can I create something that other people can't easily duplicate? And the things that are difficult to duplicate are skills that are harnessed, that you've developed, that take time to develop, to practice, that aren't easy to learn. Relationships that take time to build, for trust to be established. You know, a lot of people rely on patents for inventions. I feel like patents for inventions are a bad idea. I like the idea of copyrights for artistic work, but I don't like the idea of patents for scientific work. I feel like creativity and engineering are two very different things, and different incentives are involved. So, people who build things, they are building things because they are curious about what they can achieve. People who create things because they love somebody. Love should be incentivized through or through copyright protection, but the desire to see what you can do is going to exist regardless of what financial incentives are in place. That's my take on it. Intellectual property is a topic that a lot of people have takes on, and I certainly don't have the I'm not willing to be conclusive. I want to say that that's a topic that I feel like there can be a lot of conversation on, and there's different takes, and I think it's interesting. So that's just my take. Um, and it's a little different than the take I had in the first edition of my book. This might cut off if I run out of memory again. I'll just post it. We got enough on here. So I'm back in Phoenix, and it's back to work tomorrow, man. We got just a couple weeks of tax season left, and gosh, you know, I just give it to God, man. I plan and God fucking laughs, man. That's what I told the guy who I thought might be the trafficker who wanted to ask me what my plans were. I said it doesn't fucking matter because God's gonna fucking laugh at them and then do his. That seems to remain true. You know, it's funny, man. I love it, dude. And I love it. I wrote this poem about Vegas, and a few years ago, my kind of big awakening moment where I just saw that everyone was programmed, everyone was robotic, everyone was acting in accordance with rules that they had in their mind rather than through inspired action from their spirit. Because there was a man I noticed then who was succumbing, it looked like, to the heat. Some drunk fucking laying on the ground. And I realized that everything you need is right there, kid. People are going into these fucking casinos looking for joy. All the fucking joy you needed was on those fucking steps, kid. Human connection, man. It's available and it's right there, man. It's in a neighborhood near you. It's all over this fucking world, man. I don't know how this has happened, but I'm having an effect wherever I go, man. I was in an elevator leaving the Venetian, and everyone on this elevator was laughing. Everyone on this elevator was having a good fucking time, man. Because we went the wrong direction and no one gave a fuck, man. We were just having fun, dude, because we were in Las Vegas. Because we had our health, we had our lives, we had whatever gifts enabled us to be there. And we had each other for just a brief fucking moment in time, man. What else could you fucking need? I cried a lot this weekend, man. These are healthy tears, man. And I'm proud to shed them. Men should shed tears when tears come, for they heal us, they strengthen us, they give us the strength to do what is